Hi, friends. Welcome to Race to Rise podcast, a place where we discuss bite-sized wisdom nuggets with easy-to-follow practices to live a better life. I am your host, Mital, a parenting junkie, Ayurveda enthusiast, and an advocate of conscious living. Do you ever feel like children have been put on this planet just to test our patience? If so, you're not alone, my friends. Once we have our children of our own, we know this. We realize this way too sooner. And sometimes they just make you want to scream and yell. And although we know that screaming at our children might make us feel good in the short term, but it doesn't do any good for us or our children, right? So what should you be doing instead? It's the mindset. One important thing that we need to realize is that parenting is not all about our children. It should all be about us parents. And by bringing ourselves, our needs, and our desires back into the game, you won't just feel better, but your relationship, our relationship with our children gets better. It improves. And this is just one of the many tips that I learned a while back, and this has been a great game changer. So I would say taking care of our needs and our desires has a direct connection with our kids' betterment. It has a direct connection on how to be a better parent. So let's discuss who is the most important person to you. Is that your spouse? Your kids? I'll give you a second to think about it. I hear you have a big list, but none of the answers are correct because it has to be you. You have to be the most important person to yourself. It has to be you. You have to be the best parent you can be by loving yourself. And the reality is that you can't take care of your family if you're unable to take care of yourself first, right? So I love this analogy, and I know everybody talks about it. I have heard so many times, but it has ingrained in me, and so I really want to share it with you in a way that has helped me. So think about those oxygen masks in plane, right? You need those to secure your own mask before you can help those around you, right? That's what they say. And how true is that? If we don't put that mask on ourselves first, how many others can we help before securing ourselves? Maybe one or two person. But if we have our mask on first, we would be able to help more people. And here I want to take this to another level. Taking care of ourselves is like loving ourselves, right? That's the first step. It's the self-love. And I always share this analogy of paycheck versus bonuses. Now, of course, we all love bonuses, but we cannot live off bonus, right? Which only comes once a year maybe. Or I don't know if you get fast reviews every 3 weeks and you get bonuses every 3 weeks. But regardless, the point is we cannot live off of bonus. We have to get our paycheck, whether you're self-employed or, you work for somebody else. It's about that consistent paycheck on a weekly basis. Similarly, self-love should be like a paycheck. It's what gets us going, where getting love from others is like bonus because you cannot live off of that bonus, right? You cannot live off of somebody else's love for you. So it has to start from within. It has to be that consistent care, consistent love from yourself. And to illustrate this point, I really want to take it to a different level, where I actually read about this 12th century work of a French monk who talks about 4 levels of love. And I thought it was just so fascinating to understand the levels of love. And trust me, after hearing these levels of love, you wouldn't go back, you wouldn't think about love the same way. And I bet it will change the definition for you as well. Especially as parents, it's very, very important so that we can model it better for our kids, because of course we wouldn't want our kids to, wait for the validation or wait for the love to come from somebody else. We would always want our kids to love themselves so they don't have to strive, to find it outside and look for externally. We would want our kids to find the joy and the love from within. And in order for them to do that, it has to start from us, right? They have to see it. They have to see us doing it. If they see us parents taking care of ourselves, they would learn it better, and you won't have to tell them to take care of themselves now because they see you. And, so the reality is that we have to take care of ourselves. And to illustrate this point, I actually once read about this 12th century work of French monk who describes the 4 levels of love. And I thought it was just so fascinating to understand the 4 levels of love. So what are these 4 levels? The level 1 is about loving yourself for your own benefit. Okay, it's for your own benefit. The second level is about loving others for your benefit. So these are all for your benefit. Level 3 is about you loving another for their benefit, which is extreme level of selflessness. And the level 4 is about loving yourself for the benefit of others. And this is what we need to do. We need to help others find joy in being around us, right? The level 3 is good, but level 4 is that extreme when you love yourself for the benefits of others. And this is what we want to strive for as a parent. We want to care for our own health, and love ourselves so that our children can benefit. It's all about that self-worth and happiness from within, which will allow us to give our children the stable and the loving relationship that they need and, to nurture them. So in short, when you love yourself, when you take care of yourself, when you take care of your needs and desires and dreams instead of shoving them under the rug, you can self-regulate. You can respond instead of react. You can be more proactive instead of reacting towards your kids' behavior, which are also, there is so much going on underneath the behavior, but that's another day story. So this is what I wanted to emphasize on, is how important is self-love and self-care in the scream-free parenting. And so again, the reminder is that parenting is about parents, and that's you, not your children. And rather than attempting to control your kids' behavior, it's time to make a fresh start, and let's start working towards our self-regulation. Let's start loving ourselves. Let's start fulfilling our needs and start doing that self-care and focus on your self-love. That's it for this week's episode of Race to Rise. Be sure to sign up to our email list at risewithmital.com and join us again next time for more wisdom about life, kids, and everything in between. I am Mital Patel, wishing you happy raising and rising.